Am I the a-hole for not planning my wedding around my stepsister's busy schedule? My fiancé, 26 female, and I, 29 male, are planning our wedding, and we set the date not too long ago. My mom reached out after learning the date and all panic told me that my stepsister, 27 female, couldn't make it and I should call her up and check different dates to find when would work better. I told her that wasn't happening and our date is the date we've chosen. If my stepsister can't make it, then the world won't end. My mom was taken aback by my response. She asked me how I could say that. She told me a sibling or any immediate family member missing a wedding is a big deal. For background info, my dad died when I was 6 and my brother was 5. When I was 8, our mom told us she had a boyfriend, and when I was 10, she remarried. Her husband had my stepsister with his ex-wife, and they shared custody. Our plans once mom remarried revolved around my stepsister. Christmas every other year was celebrated at a different time because she was with her mom and not us. Family parties were missed if she wasn't around because mom was pissed at anyone in the extended family who didn't make sure my stepsister could be there. She would tell my brother and me we should wait to do something for our stepsister to be there, or she insisted on it and refused to let us go without her. We resented it, and we did speak up, but mom said immediate family needed to be there for Christmas. For example, I told her she wasn't my immediate family, so I didn't need to wait. Mom also resented the fact we weren't with her every other Christmas Eve because we'd be with our paternal family. Court-ordered time our grandparents won. She never made everything stop for us though. She'd just tell us we could choose to be with the family versus going with other people, meaning our family. Over time it got worse with her saying, "Why did you see X movie without stepsister? Why go to the arcade event weekend 1 and not wait for weekend 2 so she can join?" It was insanity. It really did a lot of harm to our relationship with mom. Neither of us wanted or needed our stepsister included to enjoy it. Neither of us wanted to be forced to plan stuff around her. We had no choice. That's not how things are anymore. Which mom was shocked I was putting my foot down so strongly about it. She mentioned the immediate family sibling thing, and I told her I have never once considered my stepsister my sibling or my immediate family, and I will no longer plan things around her because her attendance is not essential to me. My mom started freaking out on the phone and saying it would really hurt her stepdaughter and husband's feelings to hear this, and how she wanted us all to be together for something as big as a wedding. She told me she'd pay the difference for a different day, and I said no. I told her my days of catering to my stepsister's schedule are over. Mom went nuts on the phone. I ended the call, and I'm dodging her calls and texts now because she's mad. Am I the a-hole?
Not the a-hole. You've made your position clear. You don't consider your stepsister as part of your immediate family. Her attendance is not essential to you. Ergo, you shouldn't change the date of your wedding to accommodate her. Your mother will just have to respect that. Otherwise, she'll just be admitting that her stepdaughter's feelings are more important than yours about, your own wedding.
I wouldn't put it past my mom to say something very similar to that, honestly.
Mom, I'm not discussing this any further. If you can't accept this, then it's not essential that you attend the wedding either.
OP has focused on the stepsister, but really it's the mother that's the problem. Another classic case of putting the new spouse and child ahead of your own child.
Not the a-hole. Any decision made about a wedding should be up to the people planning that wedding and about those people. You absolutely know that if your stepsister was planning a wedding and you couldn't attend, that your mom would insist you put that other event aside. I'm so sorry this is how your mom continually treated you and your brother. You are important, OP. You matter.
Thank you.
Plus, if the stepsister really wanted to go, she'd change whatever super important plans she has to be there.
To be fair, her plans could be a non-negotiable. This is mostly a mom problem, not a stepsister problem.
This dynamic is super weird and intense. What's your stepdad like? Is he guilt-tripping your mom, or is this all coming from her? Does your stepsister even feel strongly about being at your wedding? Was your mom once a stepkid who felt left out or something?
I don't think this comes from him alone, but I think he is involved in the decision, just not by guilt-tripping my mom. The two of them are on the same page with it.
I think it's not uncommon to prioritize the child who is only there part-time. Up to a certain point, it's reasonable, e.g., of course, they would schedule family vacations for the time the stepfather had custody and have the big Christmas celebration then. But they took it to the extreme of no fun must happen if the stepsister is here.
Am I the a-hole for making keepsake books for my daughters that don't include my husband? So, I, 31 female, have been making books for my daughters, 6 and 2, since my first was born. Every year on their birthdays I write them a letter talking about them and how much I love them, and I have been pasting them in a book next to a picture of me and them for each year. I plan on gifting these books to them when they turn 16. My thinking was that we don't tell the people we love how much we love them, and I never want my daughters to question my love. You also never know how life is going to pan out, and this way they will always have a personal memento of my own words in case anything were to happen to me. Now, my husband, 33, has always known about this. I was never keeping it from him. I would write the notes on my phone, and then when I got the time would write them out to put in the book. He would even go through my phone and take snippets of what I wrote from my notes and post into his Instagram. The problem arose when my oldest daughter had just turned 4 and he came across me actually putting a letter in the book. He looked at the book and the pictures of me and her and said, "What about me?" He was angry that I hadn't included him and insisted that I either go back and change all the letters to say, "we," instead of "I," and print new pictures that have him in them, or stop making the book. I haven't stopped making these books because I think they will be important for my girls to have. I've just put them at the back of a cupboard hoping he won't find them. I feel like they are about my relationship with my daughters, and I'm a little sad that my husband doesn't see the value in that. But I feel uncomfortable that they are now a secret from him. I guess I need some outsider opinions. Am I the a-hole, or is my husband being unreasonable here? Edit. To be clear, because it seems some people have misinterpreted, these books are not full of photos documenting my children's lives. Just 1 page per year with a letter from me and 1 photo of me with said child.
I am in the not the a-hole camp, too. I don't think that 2 parents have to always be lumped into everything together. It's okay for children to bond with one individual parent without the other one sometimes. The same way it's important for parents to have one-on-one time with each child in multi-children households. I see no issue with a gift being from just you or just your husband. I also take issue with any parent of any gender who just expects that the other parent will do everything for them. You have been investing in this 16-year project since they were born. Something that will be beautiful and sentimental and requires time and commitment. It's not like you did it in secret either. At any rate, to me the fact that your husband wants to get in on it, despite never having even seen it, never offered to help even choose a photo or thought to write a letter, would send me into a rage. That's some real, sign my name on the card, of a gift they have no idea what is even in the box, energy, and it's not okay. There is nothing stopping your husband from creating his own sentimental gift. I didn't read this as you trying to intentionally exclude him, as much as you just wanted a book of photos and letters of you and your children, and honestly, I see nothing wrong with that. It's an amazing gift.
Exactly. He knew about this project and never asked to add anything to it or help. He just wants her to change all the wording to "we" when he didn't contribute at all.
And their daughters will know. We all know when Dad has no clue what was gifted for our birthdays, when handwriting never appears on a card, etc. And that cheapens the whole thing and defeats the object. Scrapbooks of letters might not be for Dad, but he can find his own way to show his daughters he cares, and that'll mean so much more than the fake "we."
Not the a-hole. Yeah, it isn't your job to manage, coordinate, schedule, prompt, or organize his relationship with y'all's children. He is their father and presumably a grown-up who is capable of facilitating relationships with people he cares about. Bonding, nurturing, and building a connection between a parent and a child is dependent on the parent doing stuff themselves to build that connection. It is like doing someone's homework for them. You can, but you shouldn't. Helping or making a suggestion is totally different than doing the entire assignment for them. Basically, he wants you to do his homework. Seriously, a kid doesn't want to hear their mom say, "Your dad loves you." They want their dad to actually say the "I love you."
Exactly. He's even taking bits of what she wrote to post online as if he's writing it. He wants the credit but doesn't want to put in the effort. I'd have been willing to give a little benefit of the doubt on that bit if he was asking to add his own letters or contributions, but he doesn't. OP, make sure you scan in and make digital versions of the books for safekeeping. If you feel you have to hide them, you should listen to that instinct and have backups.
Glad to see I'm not the only one that had this exact response.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel to see more interesting videos.